So he was trying to hump me, and I'm like on clothes. I just got so uncomfortable. I left out the house. I'm walking down the street on my cell phone, and
wait! You gotta stop! You gotta stop! Hold on. He take you to his house, like miles and miles away. Well, supposedly his house. You don't know for sure, right?
Somebody's house.
And then he take you inside and just kissing and humping you.
Overthink tomorrow when we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are.
No, but are we talking about somebody that you're like committed to and y'all go out on a date, or somebody that you just kind of like and then you go out on a date? Like, what kind of date we say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like,
or does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters.
I guess a date is a date. You out with your person.
Have you ever had like a date that you was like, man, like that was an amazing, like, oh my God, like that was amazing?
And I feel that I had a date that I felt like it was the best date ever, but then when I was telling somebody else about it, it was like, well, I guess you need to go out more because that's sad. But I'm like, I didn't think it was sad. So,
but your best date and their best date is like, you can't compare your best date to somebody else's best date. And tell that person they need to mind their business.
It was the person who took me on the date.
He still need to do better.
Tell him to step it up then. Sure.
Yeah.
You almost made me choke. No. So I had just moved, and I think Girls Trip? Yeah, I think Girls Trip had just came out. And I'm like, man, this would have been the time me and my besties would have went and I was at my job gym, and I was working out, and I was talking to somebody. And I was like, but they was like, so you can still go? They play it everywhere. I said, no, I don't have nobody to go with. I'm not just going out on my own type of person. Like certain things I can't, like a concert, it's dark. Nobody looking at me, you know what I'm saying? But just to be out in the open, like, I don't know, I'm a weirdo like that. So he was like, you know what? I'll go, whatever. So we went to the movies. That was like midday. And I think it must have been in the summer or something because I didn't have to rush home. So after the movie, they was like, you got to go home? And I was like, no, what's up? So we was like, let's go get something to eat. So we went to somewhere to get something to eat. And it wasn't ritzy, nothing. It was just because we just came from the movies. We sat there, ate, talked for about a good hour. It was just vibes, And so he's like, well, you got to get back, whatever. And I was like, no, we cool. My kids was gone, but I wasn't that part. So then after that, we went to this place. I'm like, now I got to.
Don't say the name.
Right. It's this place, and it was like in this certain city. It was like a lot of people go over there to look at like lights and things like that. Think Bayside.
Okay.
So we went over there, and they was like, you want to go to the bar? And I was like, on one hand, I'm like, I'm not even dressed for that. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You want to go and you dress like that? I'll ride. We ended up going to this place that sold cakes. It wasn't alcohol. So it was like, oh, what's this? Like, okay. So then after we ate and walked around or whatever, it was like, okay. And the little place where we was at, like I told you, they had vendors and stuff like Bayside. And they had like some Spanish food. And I was like, ooh, that looked kind of good. I think I want to taste it. And they was like, I got a spot for you. Took me to this other spot, and it was like a gas station, but it had a little lady outside on the cart. And she's selling elotes, that Spanish corn. And I'm like, okay.
I'm like, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So after that, we driving. You go through a drive-through. I'm like, this is a little church house, little drive-through. What's over here? To go daiquiris, y'all. Like,
wow.
Right. All this in one day. To me, that was like the best date. And I've been to places where it's high end and this and that. I've been flued out, everything. But to me, that was like the best date I ever had in my life.
But you know what? It seems like it wasn't like all of these expectations. It was spontaneous. And I think a lot of times people, not just guys, just people think too much into dates. Like it could be
people.
like you don't have to spend $1 million for us to have fun. Just we're enjoying each other. It really doesn't matter where we are. It's more about who you're with than how much money is being spent. If you like that person, if you ain't into that person, then you just want what you want. You there for a specific reason. So that was your best date.
That was my best date.
I don't know what my best date was. I've had. Let's see.
I guess it would be the most memorable. The one that, like, when you think, what was my best date? That one come to mind. That would be your best date. Like, that's your best date. And, it's your best date.
Right.
Like, don't compare it to, like, what a best date is supposed to be. I ain't never been on no date, so I'm just saying. Don't compare it to, like, what a best date is supposed to be like. You know what I mean? Like how it made you feel makes it like the best date.
Okay, so this was one of my best dates. It happened so long ago. So I was dating this guy, and we were in a long distance relationship. When I say long distance, I mean like I'm in one country, he's in another country, long distance, right? So
wow,
he's stateside, but he's not where I am still. He's in another state, stateside. So I fly out to visit him, and I flew out. I could say where we went. I flew out to DC. He was in DC, so it's my first time in DC. Just out of college. I'm working, but I'm just out of college. Equals broke. Even though he's working, like he's out of the country and back, like he didn't have the money that. Like right now, looking back, like he was broke, but I didn't think of him as being broke because he had more money than I had, so he wasn't broke.
Yeah.
And he was able to send me money regularly. So I fly out to DC. We stay in this nice hotel, and he's working. So I'm spending, it doesn't even sound like a date. It's just the whole experience. So in the morning time, he gets up, he goes to work. I sleep in. He's like, order whatever you want. Oh, I order eggs and bacon and extra bacon. Now I'm at a 5-star hotel. So, at a 5-star hotel, it's not like at Denny's. You're not getting 2 slices of bacon when you order bacon with your food. It's a lot of bacon. And then I ordered extra bacon. So it was so much. If you know me, you know I love bacon. I can eat bacon. I can eat bacon all day. Like I could fry it.
Put it in her purse.
Girl. Like I could fry a whole pack, put it in the microwave, and just snack on it all day. I love bacon. So
I don't know why my blood pressure high,
because I did. My blood pressure did get high. But I used to that was my thing, bacon and corn. So he gets off of work and we go. Remember, we ain't had no money like this. So we on the airport trolley thing. So it'll take you in different stops on the way to the airport. So we get on that and we end up going to we went to the what do you call it? The cemetery. Not the Washington Memorial, but where the I don't know what it's called. Unknown Soldier. We did see that. We saw where it's like the big cemetery where all of the white headstones are. Like you see it in movies and all of the time. So we went there. We saw the changing of the guard. Like that was so boring, but we sat there for the entire time waiting because they just have to walk. They just have to guard the tomb of the unknown soldier. So the entire time they just walking back and forth guarding it. And then they do this whole ceremony to change from one guard to the next guard. They do this whole ceremony. So you just sit there and you watch, and it is boring as hell, but it's a big deal. We went to we were on this train or something, and we went to. It looks like we didn't even have money to shop. Like I didn't buy a T-shirt or shot glass or nothing. We went to a fast food spot in it's I don't know, a subway, trolley, whatever this train was, but the entire time was about us. We weren't worried about. We didn't have kids. We didn't have kids, so we didn't worry about kids. We didn't have to check in. It was just us. So Like it was, you okay? I'm okay. You cold? I'm not cold. You cold? I'm not cold. Let's hold
Aw.
hands and look at this and let's race and who you think can win? And of course you're gonna win because I ain't running. And but it was like the whole time was just like silly fun. And it was just like he was really focused on me and what made me comfortable. And in the morning when he gets up, he's getting up to go to work and he's like, to meetings and everything. And it's like we pretending like we married or something, like even though marriage wasn't like that. But like what you would think as a kid, a younger person, like he kisses you before he leaves for work and I'm gonna call you later and to check on you if you need anything, this is how you reach me. And it was just, but it was a weekend. And have I had weekends that were comparable to that with more financial stability? Yes, I have. But that was the very first like amazing weekend date kind of that I had. And this is the guy, like he drives, we used to drive and we get to the red light. And here at the red light, they're selling roses. Like he would buy all of the roses for me. Like, like he was that guy. So he was a very spontaneous person who just anything to put a smile on my face, So
Aw.
I think that just listening to both of your stories, I think that what's most important in relationships, like, yeah, we got to pay bills, we got to do all, we know money is that. Okay, fine. But with money and without like those moments and experiences, and no, like that money actually kind of means nothing, because based on your best first date, it is the moment, the experience, the attentive to detail, the time, the focus on you. Like that's what you guys, like that's your best date. Like,
yeah,
yeah, buy me a watch, send me flowers, do, yeah, okay, that's great. But if you're not paying attention to me needing this and wanting this and paying attention to how I feel at this point and what I need, like that watch, that all those things that you can pay with monetary, like it really don't mean as much.
it does.
It don't mean as much.
Because it's not about the money, it's about you making me feel special and important. You could spend your money and you go on Amazon and buy 10 people to watch right now. But right in this moment, you cannot make 10 women feel the way you can make me feel right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is
Yeah.
about, it's about paying attention to detail, remembering what I like. Like I mean, that's not the only time. That's just the first
And listening.
time. Oh, listen.
And
Listen is
listening.
everything.
Like it doesn't take much to, and but a lot of people have a problem with this. If I'm having a conversation with you, instead of you actually listening, no, that's the wrong, that's the wrong phrase. Instead of you hearing, because you can listen and you can't hear. So instead of you hearing what I'm saying, you listening so that you can respond.
Yeah.
Like you already have a response of what you want to say, and you're not even hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if we having a conversation, male, woman, and we sitting down and we talking and we saying this and we saying this, you need to be hearing what I'm saying, not saying every word verbatim, like, but you need to be taking little pieces, because every time somebody talk to you, they gonna give you a piece of information about them.
Yeah.
Every single
God,
time
that's a lot.
somebody talk to you, they're gonna give you a little small point, a piece of information about them, and you need to be there to be present
Yeah.
and hear what they're saying and take, oh, okay, she like that, let me, oh, she mentioned that, okay. You know what I mean? Like you have to be taking those mental notes.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, man and woman,
Yeah.
because sometimes women don't even be hearing what the man trying to say.
Because we're more focused on whether they listening to us and not offering, not giving, not prepared to give reciprocity.
That very important word in relationship,
Yeah.
reciprocity.
Yeah.
That I guess we should go ahead and get to the worst day.
Dang, I got so many of them though, but let me think.
That's so funny that like the best date, we have to like think hard about it. Like, let me see, what was my best date? But then you like, oh, worst date? Let me see which one I want to choose.
Right. That's the thing.
Let me see which one I want to choose for worst date.
I go first.
Dang it.
I'll go first. For worst date, it was it's quite a few actually.
There you go. There you go.
But it's not even a lot of detail for them. Like I could give you a few and be done, you know? Like I remember I'm dating this guy and he comes and picks me up and we're going to breakfast and he's like, I'm gonna take you to this spot, like a local spot. Local spots usually good, right? Like, yeah. We go to this local spot and we sit down and we eat and we're talking and it's amazing and the conversation is great and we making plans for whatever's coming next. I don't remember, you know, but we always made plans for whatever, whether it was our whole life or 10 minutes from now, we making plans for what comes next. And I'm sitting with my back to the door, he's facing the door. So in the conversation, I see him tense up.
Oh boy.
And I'm like you can't turn around to see who came in, but
yeah.
I know somebody came in that he did not want to see or did not want to see him. So it's a lady.
Of course.
And
we ain't no of course these days.
When you said, well, yeah, but when you say like he tensed up, I knew somebody came into the door that he didn't want to come in there.
In this, like we were towards the end of our meal and everything. So I'm like, you know, whatever's happening ain't got nothing to do with me. That's between them. So I need to finish eating my food. So I finished eating and they talking and it's getting loud. But I'm not finished. Still nothing to do with me. That's between them. I mind my business. That's how people get killed, minding other people's business. So this is before Uber. This before Uber. Remember, he picked me up, so I'm not in my car. So I get my bag or whatever, and I'm like, they walking out the door, whatever, arguing. So I walk out the door too, cause the car out there. I gotta go get in the car, right? So she's like calling me by how she know my name, my first name, my legal first name, which is not a secret. She's like, do not get in that car. I said, what? I said, well, how am I gonna get home if I don't get in that car? I don't know how I'm gonna get home. Like, I don't have my car. I came with him. She's like, I'm telling you, do not get in that car. That is my car. That's not his car. Do not get in that car. And I'm looking at him like, so, you know, what? I'm not walking. You know, you got to get me back home. I'm your responsibility at this point. So she cussing him out. She like fighting on him or whatever in the parking lot of this restaurant, right? I am not a confrontational person. Again, I'm minding my business. I'm a spectator too. Like I'm just watching because nah, sir. So we get in the car.
Man, you should have dialed 555-555-5555 and got you a cab. Because everybody know the number. Either 555-888-8888. I would have grabbed me a cab and it would have been done. Ain't no way I would have got in that car.
She could have followed me home. She could have followed us to my house, you know, but she didn't.
She could have followed you in the car with him.
Right, that's what I mean.
She could have ran y'all off the road.
Yeah, I ain't think. And it's not like I was a kid. I'm grown. Like, but not.
Ain't no way I would have got in the car.
I don't know how old I was. I was at least 30. I was grown.
Ain't no way. Cab would have been, unless I was like dead broke and I ain't have no other choice but to like, you know, you got.
You pay when you get there. I could have called a cab to my mama's house. Hey, y'all, I need some money. But
man, you better ride and dash.
Man, I can't do that. I can't do that. They would have called me right or say a few steps away.
I ain't even that fast. I can't even
But
I can't run that fast. Nah, I wouldn't do
But
that either. I have
did I learn my lesson? Of course not. Of course
nope.
not.
Nope. Nope.
We didn't even go on a
What
break.
was the lesson?
Kept
What
going.
was the lesson though? What was the
Drive your
lesson?
own car.
No, not even. I still didn't drive my own car. I got right back in that same car. If that's your car, ma'am, come get it. Stop letting us ride in it. But like, I still made real plans with this man. Like a few years ago, and we broke up after that, of course, because he was cheating on me.
What?
Listen, we made plans. Like, he asked me to marry him. We making plans to get married. Like, he texted me a few years ago, like, happy would have been anniversary. Like, we set a wedding day.
Would have been. What? I didn't know that was even an anniversary type.
Remember, I want to say on the first episode, on our first recording, I was like, I moved into this apartment, and
Yes.
if you see him, and you Patriots like, yep. It was him. So yeah, that was one of my worst dates. Y'all need another one, just let me know. I got a second one in mind. But go ahead, Beth.
But look, mine, I feel like you, Nika, where it's like I got so many, but they're not as memorable and detailed. I don't know if I was trying to suppress the details, but I'm not sure. I know I told somebody, but I'm not sure if it was you or our other friend when I went on this date.
Mm-hmm.
But this was ridiculous. I was good and grown, but I was newly separated, so I was in my, I don't know what era it was. I wasn't being thottish, but you want to take me out?
I wasn't being thottish.
You can take me out.
Sowing your royal oats.
Now I want you to do that with this person. So, but we met him together, actually, Nika. And we were out on one of our times. It was a comedian.
Do I know this comedian?
They said it all. Huh?
Do I know this comedian?
You might.
He was on the thing.
I hope I don't.
When we were,
Lord Jesus, I hope I don't know this comedian, because the only comedian I know that you know wasn't that funny.
He ain't that funny either, but I don't think that's the
It's
same
not him?
one.
no, it's not him.
Okay. All right, go ahead with the story then. I know.
So we were supposed to go out for breakfast. So he come pick me up, luxury vehicle. I'm like, yeah, okay. He said, I gotta make a stop right quick. I don't know why we ended up, I don't know, this breakfast place was, I guess, near where he stayed. So we went far, because you know where I stayed, we just gonna make a stop right quick. Badass crib. I'm like, oh, okay, you just trying to show out a little
Y'all
bit.
made a stop at his house.
Red flag right there.
Boy,
Yeah.
if you tell me he went in the bathroom and came out with a condom on, I'm finna log off right now.
No, he didn't, but it was close enough. Trying to give me a hug, and then like he was a little puppy. Like,
Wait. Wait.
we're fully dressed.
You
mind
say
you.
he go to the bathroom and just come out butt naked with a condom?
That's what you said. But
can you imagine?
One of my
And
friends.
you all the way.
That happened to one of my friends before. Yeah.
Wait, and you just stuck. You in the car with them, and you ain't got no way home. Like Nika wears at hers, and you just stuck standing there like,
yeah.
what?
But he was
So he was trying to hump me, and I'm like on clothes. I just got so uncomfortable. I left out the house. I walked down the street on my cell phone.
Wait, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Hold on. He take you to his house, like miles and miles away. Well, supposedly his house. You don't know for sure, right?
somebody's house.
And then he take you inside and just kissing and humping you.
And I'm a million miles away from home.
Who does
I'm
that?
walking down the street like, who could come get me.
Why you ain't called me?
Wait,
I would
who
have came.
does that?
And I
What
see
did
him
you
from time
do?
to time at events, and I be like, no.
Wait. Wait. What did you do? Did you get a ride?
He ended up taking me back home, and I ain't get no breakfast.
Okay, because you were supposed to be breakfast, but you ruined that. So the funny thing is, I think I know who this is, and
You know who it
every
is.
single time I see pictures of him with our other friends, I send it to her like, "There go your boyfriend." know that all of this happened. So you had to tell our other friend this, these details. You ain't tell me. But every single time. So now when in October, I'm on him. I ain't gonna say I might have to do the humpy dance at the party.
The
If
humpy
he did it to
dance
you,
is your chance to do the hump.
yeah, if he did it to you, he did it to somebody else. And he was successful on those other times. That's why he felt bold enough to try with you. He never intended on taking you to breakfast. You were breakfast. You were breakfast. And you might have gotten the Happy Meal on the way home, maybe.
My good story. And I think I've said this partially. I probably told the whole story because I don't think I can tell a partial story. But anyway, me and a friend was hanging out. And I don't consider this a date. But anyway, me and a friend was hanging out. We was at Checkers.
Okay.
And
the
we was
burger place?
ordering. Yeah, Checkers the burger place. And we was hanging out.
I know. On
And
Sundays.
we was ordering food because on the weekend, we used to hang out every weekend. And on the weekend, there was a street called 119. Everybody used to hang out on 119. That was a spot. Like you ride up, you just like, like it was to the point where like the friend used to let me drive because they couldn't function in that type of environment. And I was always like,
look, I might go to
what? I was driving, I was a multitasker. That's what you call it. Because I was able to drive, pay attention, and still like, what's up? Like, anyway, the night ended. And we at Checkers. So we ordering food because the night is long. You done club. After the club, you go hang out at 119th. Like it's late. So we getting something to eat because we hungry. Most people go to IHOP. We went to Checkers. So we hanging out, we ordering our food. Here come a vert. Like, dang, man, that car look good. Like what? Yeah, that's nice. Convertible vert. Chevy vert. Back in the days, I'm a 80s, 90s baby, pretty much. So them Chevy convertible verts or the regular Chevy box Chevy, like that was a thing back in the days, especially from the neighborhood we from. Like that was it. A donk. So he come up, music, bam, bam, bam. Dang, like what? But I've always been the type where I'm not over enthusiastic. When inside, absolutely. External, no. Because I don't know how you gonna perceive me.
Yeah.
So I kind of keep that inside and see how you. So we ordering our food and we chilling or whatever. So now, of course, we know who pull up in the vert, but we act like we don't know who pull up in the vert. So we minding our business or whatever. So they order their food, we waiting on our food or whatever, and then they come over. Hey, what's up? And we like, what's up? And then, because you can't act like, oh my God. You can't act like that. You got to be like nonchalant about it. Hey, what's up? And then you keep talking or whatever. What y'all doing? And then we just ordered, food or whatever. Like, what y'all doing? Now we about to go to the crib. Like, oh, okay. And so with me and my friend, we didn't like choose, which I know a lot of groups kind of pick out the person that they want. We didn't do that. Whatever happens, like it is what it is. If the first person choose you, then I get the alternate. Like that's whatever. So we chilling or whatever. Just so happens, which I think I need to like give myself more credit than because I kind of put myself on. But anyway, the person who was driving the vert chose me.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Let's pause there.
Anyway, so I'm like, oh, still kind of like, because you don't want to be too excited because that's showing too much. So I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, So we talking or whatever. We get our food. So they like, y'all want to ride, to the crib with us? Like and then I look at old girl and she like, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, we ain't doing nothing. We ain't got nothing. It is what it is. So we wait for them to get their food. Meanwhile, me and old boy talking. And my friend, because that's just how it works. Like if it's two, then you talk to one friend, the other one. That's just how it works. Whether you attracted to that person or not, you end up talking to the person anyway. Because what else you gonna do? Just sit there and look stupid? You know what I mean? So like they get their food now, and they like, all right, what we gonna do? Like y'all want to follow us? Y'all like, and
Right.
then I'm like, well, can I ride with you? And he like, yeah, like, and I'm like, all right, so my girl, she'll ride with, she'll drive your boy, and I'll ride with you. So I get my little checkers because I ain't eat yet. You don't want mustard and ketchup all over. You gotta be. So I get my little bag and drink, and I get in the vert, music pumping, and I'm just riding out. Dun, dun, dun. And then thing is, I don't know where we was going. I have no idea where we was going because we don't know where his house is. We don't even know him. We just met him. So we riding. And I'm on the passenger side of the vert and we riding, music playing, and we riding. And we passing and people like, and I'm feeling like $1,000,000 because I'm on the passenger side leaning. Like, what? Music playing loud, whatever he driving, wind blowing through my hair. Like, what? Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this my dude, even though he wasn't. So we get to the destination or whatever, and so we pull up. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because in my mind, I remember back in them days, the song was Tupac, Shed So Many Tears. When that first drop, that was like the what?
I'm thinking do or die Pope Pimp. Look, I'm over here thinking Pope Pimp. Do you want to ride?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But we pull up and we chilling and everybody eat their checkers. Like we having a good time. Like it's okay. Like we looking at each other. Me and my girl looking at each other. Like the thing is about girls is that you already have like a silent code for like,
yeah,
like we good. We about to go. Like it ain't. Like you don't have to say anything. It's just a look. So we looking at each other, everything good. We having a conversation. We eating or whatever. And then your boy, my boy, hey, you wanna go inside? I'm like, yeah, we good. So we go inside and we like talking or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you, the only thing that prevented me from like giving him the goods, because everything else was perfect. He was a gentleman. He was like, he was sweet. Because it was nighttime that I met him. This goes out real bad. It was nighttime that I met him, but I couldn't, the way his mouth was set up, I didn't know if he had teeth. Like, you know how some people have like small teeth and you can't really like tell, like, I didn't know if his teeth was like, so I need to see him in the daytime.
See him in the
with the
light.
light on.
I had to see him in the daytime because I couldn't like commit to that. Like I couldn't commit to that. But everything
Talking about,
other than
baby,
that,
why you so dry? Why you so dry, sir? If you just smile real quick, the waterfall could just, it could be a gush. Just smile for me real quick.
I am dead.
I couldn't commit. I couldn't commit to the full throttle. Cause in my head, I was thinking like, hey man, this man got teeth. Like, what if it's good? Now I'm stuck. He ain't got no teeth. Like
Because
the
that's
top teeth. What if they fake?
he could have went right on 79th Street and went to the dentist. That everybody go get their goals and give him some whites.
Was they giving away whites like that? Like, I know golds, but I don't know about whites. I think whites is like something new.
Nobody cared about whites back then. It was all about golds.
Yeah, but if you ain't have none,
he could have got some.
like that's
nobody cared about.
I wasn't thinking about that. First of all, you got to be able to afford
He had
the whites or the golds.
Listen,
just because he had a vert, he could have spent every last dime on that vert
and
ain't have nothing left.
You right.